Grandma, you didn't look under the table, did you? My 7-year-old granddaughter whispered those words at her father's wedding. Her hand was shaking. I bent down and looked. What I found taped underneath that table made my heart stop. Maya grabbed my hand. Grandma, I'm scared. I took her hand and we stood up. 200 people. Music playing, everyone celebrating. And someone in that room had just tried something I never thought possible. But I didn't know who yet. I didn't know why, and I had no idea what was about to happen when I walked back into that ballroom. Stay with me, because what I found under that table was just the beginning. Before we continue, please leave a comment telling us where you're watching from, and subscribe to Never Too Old channel. We're creating a community of incredible people who know that our best chapters can happen at any age. Now back to the story. I was sitting at table 8 when my world stopped. The ballroom smelled like white roses and expensive perfume. Someone laughed too loud near the bar. Crystal clinked against crystal at the head table where my son Ryan sat next to his new wife Nicole. Pictures were done, speeches were done, the cake sat on a table near the windows. 3 tiers of white frosting and sugar flowers. Maya sat beside me in her yellow dress. 7 years old, she had her coloring book open on the white tablecloth. A box of crayons scattered near her plate. She was coloring a butterfly, purple wings. She always picked purple first. I smoothed the napkin on my lap and watched her. The tip of her tongue stuck out when she concentrated. Her mother used to do that too. Same exact way. 3 years. That's how long Laura had been gone. Car accident on a Tuesday morning. Black ice. The officer said she didn't suffer. I never believed that. Someone always suffers. Ryan took it hard. He went back to work 2 weeks after the funeral. Came home at 8, 9, 10 at night. Maya would wait by the window. I started staying over. 1 night became 2. 2 became every night. Ryan never asked me to leave. I never offered. Maya became mine in the quiet way things shift when no one's paying attention. Grandma, she whispered. I turned. Her hand had stopped moving. The purple crayon rolled across the table. What is it, sweetheart? She stared at her lap. Her shoulders went stiff. Maya, I need to go home. Her voice came out thin. Small. I leaned closer. What's wrong? She wouldn't look at me. She picked at the hem of her dress. Yellow fabric bunched between her fingers. Can we leave now? The music changed. Something slow and romantic. Couples moved toward the dance floor. Nicole's mother dabbed her eyes with a tissue at table 3. Her father checked his watch. The dinner just started, I said. They haven't even brought dessert yet. Maya's chin trembled. She bit her bottom lip. Sweetheart, talk to me. She turned her head, looked right at me. Her eyes were too big, too wet. Grandma, you didn't look under the table, did you? I froze. What? Under the table. She pointed down with one finger. Her hand shook. I didn't move. The music got louder. Someone clinked a spoon against a glass. People cheered. Maya grabbed my wrist. Her fingers dug in. Please look. I pushed my chair back. The legs scraped against the floor. I bent down, lifted the edge of the tablecloth. White fabric, dark underneath. I saw chair legs, Maya's feet in her white sandals. A crumpled napkin someone had dropped. And paper, folded, taped to the underside of the table right where Maya had been sitting. My hand reached for it before my brain caught up. I peeled the tape. The paper came free. I sat up, unfolded it. Block letters, black ink, neat handwriting. Table 8, add peanuts to the child's dessert. The words didn't make sense. I read them again. Table 8. That was us. The child. Maya. Peanuts. My stomach dropped. Maya couldn't have peanuts, couldn't be near them. Severe allergy since she was 2. 1 bite and her throat would close. We kept an EpiPen in my purse, another in Ryan's car, 1 in the kitchen at home. The school nurse had 2. Everyone knew. Ryan's whole family. Nicole knew. I told her myself the first time she came to dinner. Showed her the EpiPen. Explained how to use it. She nodded, said she understood, said she'd be careful. I looked at Maya. She was crying now, silent tears running down her cheeks. Who gave you this? My voice came out wrong, too loud. She shook her head. Maya, tell me, who put this here? I don't know. She wiped her nose with the back of her hand. I dropped my crayon. It rolled under the table. I went to get it and I saw the paper. I read it. Smart girl. Too smart sometimes. I folded the note, put it in my purse. My hands weren't steady. Someone wanted to hurt Maya. Someone at this wedding. Someone who knew where we were sitting. Someone who knew about the peanuts. The room got smaller, hotter. I looked around. 200 people. Maybe more. Strangers and family mixed together. Nicole's side. Ryan's side. People I'd never seen before. The waiters moved between tables. Young men in black vests. They carried trays. Salads. Bread baskets. Soon they'd bring dessert. Table 8. Add peanuts to the child's dessert. Instructions. Someone had written instructions to kill my granddaughter. I stood up. The chair scraped again. Louder this time. Maya scrambled down from her seat. She pressed against my side. Ryan looked over from the head table. Saw us standing. He frowned. Half stood. Raised his hand. Mouthed something I couldn't hear. I shook my head. Took Maya's hand. Nicole leaned toward Ryan. Whispered in his ear. She was smiling. White dress. White teeth. Her hand on his arm. I turned away. Come on, I said to Maya. Where are we going? Out. We walked past tables of people eating and drinking and laughing. Past the DJ booth where the music pounded. Past the cake and the presents and the guest book where people had written their congratulations. The hallway outside was cooler. Quieter. Our footsteps echoed on the marble floor. The music faded to a dull thump behind the closed doors. Maya stopped walking. She pulled on my hand. Grandma, I'm scared. I knelt down, eye level. Her face was blotchy, red around the nose. I know, baby. Someone wants to hurt me. The words came out small. Broken. She was 7 years old and someone had planned to poison her at her father's wedding. I pulled her close. She wrapped her arms around my neck, held on tight. Not while I'm here, I said into her hair. Not ever. She smelled like baby shampoo and crayons and something sweet I couldn't name. Laura used to hold her this same way. Rock her when she cried. Sing to her at bedtime. I wasn't Laura. I couldn't bring her mother back. But I could keep her safe. I stood, took her hand again. We need to go home, Maya whispered. Not yet. She looked up at me, confused, scared. I need to think, I said. I need to figure out what to do. We walked to the lobby. Big windows. Evening light coming through. There was a bench near the coat check. I sat down. Maya climbed up beside me, pressed against my arm. I opened my purse, took out the note, read it again. Block letters. Someone took time to write this, to fold it, to tape it under the table, to make sure it would be found, or not found. Maybe it wasn't meant for us. Maybe it was meant for the waiter. Instructions he was supposed to follow. My hands shook. Maya leaned her head on my shoulder. She didn't say anything, just sat there, breathing, waiting. I thought about Ryan, about how he'd looked sitting next to Nicole. Happy, smiling, in love with a woman who'd been in our lives for six months and now she was his wife. I thought about Laura, about the funeral. About Maya standing at the graveside in a black dress that was too big. About how she didn't cry until we got home. About how Ryan shut himself in his room and didn't come out for 2 days. I thought about all the nights I'd put Maya to bed. All the mornings I'd made her breakfast. All the times she'd called for me instead of her father. She was mine now. Not legally, not on paper, but in every way that mattered. And someone had tried to take her from me. I folded the note, put it back in my purse, closed the clasp. Maya lifted her head, looked at me. Can we go now? I nodded. Yes, sweetheart. We can go. I stood, took her hand. We walked toward the exit. The glass doors, the parking lot beyond. Behind us the music played on. People danced and ate and celebrated. And somewhere in that room someone was waiting for Maya to take a bite of dessert that would never come. 3 years ago Laura died on a Tuesday. I got the call at noon. Ryan's voice on the other end. Flat, empty. He said the words but they didn't sound real. Black ice. The car went off the road. She was gone before the ambulance arrived. I drove to his house. Let myself in with the key he'd given me years before. Maya was in the living room with a neighbor, 4 years old, playing with blocks. She looked up when I walked in. Where's Mama? I didn't have an answer. Ryan came home an hour later. Walked past us. went upstairs, closed the bedroom door. I heard it lock. Maya built a tower with her blocks. Knocked it down, built it again. Grandma. When is Mama coming home? She's not, baby. Maya looked at me, blinked, went back to her blocks. The neighbor left. I made dinner, mac and cheese from a box. Maya ate 3 bites. Ryan didn't come down. I put Maya to bed that night. Read her a story about a rabbit. She fell asleep holding her stuffed bear. I sat in the rocking chair in the corner until midnight. Then I went downstairs and slept on the couch. I told myself it was just for one night. One night became a week became a month. Ryan went back to work. He left at 7 in the morning, came home after Maya was asleep. I stayed, made breakfast, packed lunches, did the laundry, picked Maya up from preschool. She stopped asking about her mother after the first month. Just stopped, like she'd filed it away somewhere she didn't have to look at it. Ryan stopped talking much at all. My daughter Claire came over every weekend. She was 25 then, worked at a bookstore downtown. She'd show up Saturday mornings with donuts and coloring books. Maya would run to the door when she heard Claire's car. Claire wasn't my biological daughter. I adopted her when she was 16. Long story, her mother had been my best friend. Cancer took her fast. Claire had nowhere to go. I had an extra bedroom and a lot of years left in me. She called me Mom anyway. Claire would take Maya to the park, push her on the swings. They'd come back with leaves and acorns and stories about squirrels. Maya smiled more on Saturdays than the rest of the week combined. She needs this, Claire said one night after Maya went to bed. She needs someone who shows up. Ryan shows up. Does he? Claire rinsed a plate, put it in the dish rack. He's here physically, that's not the same thing. I didn't argue, she was right. Time passed. Maya turned 5, then 6. Ryan kept working. I kept staying. Claire kept coming over every weekend. We became a routine, a pattern, the 4 of us circling around the hole Laura left behind. Then 6 months ago Ryan met Nicole. He brought her to dinner on a Thursday. She wore a blue dress, gold earrings, smiled a lot, shook my hand, bent down to Maya's level. Hi there, sweetie. I'm Nicole. I've heard so much about you. Maya hid behind my leg. Nicole laughed. Shy, huh? That's okay, we'll be best friends soon. She straightened up, looked at me. Ryan says you've been such a help with Maya, that must be exhausting. I don't mind. Still, you deserve a break. Once Ryan and I are more settled, I'm sure we can give you your life back. She said it like it was a favor. Dinner was awkward. Nicole talked a lot, asked Maya questions. Maya gave one-word answers. Nicole kept trying, kept pushing. Maya pushed her food around her plate. After they left, Maya climbed into my lap. I don't like her. You just met her, sweetheart. Give it time. But I didn't like her either. Something about the way she smiled. Too much teeth, too much effort. Claire came over the next Saturday. I told her about Nicole. Already. Claire frowned. It's been less than 3 years. Almost 3. Still, that's fast, especially with Maya to think about. Ryan seems happy. Ryan seems like he's trying to fill a hole. Maybe she was right. Maybe not. Ryan kept seeing Nicole, brought her around more. Nicole tried hard with Maya, too hard. She'd bring presents, stuffed animals, dolls. Maya would say thank you and put them in the corner of her room. Never played with them. One day Nicole offered to take Maya to the park. Ryan thought it was a good idea. I didn't, but I didn't say no. They left at 2. Came back at 4. Maya's dress was dirty, grass stains on the knees. Her hair had come loose from its ponytail. She walked past me without a word. Went upstairs. She fell, Nicole said. Nothing serious, just being clumsy. I found Maya in her room, sitting on the bed, staring at the wall. What happened at the park? Nothing. Maya. She picked at a loose thread on her bedspread. I wanted to go home. She said no. I asked again. She got mad. Mad how? Maya shrugged, wouldn't look at me. I didn't ask Nicole to take her anywhere after that. Maya's 7th birthday came in April. Claire baked a cake, chocolate with rainbow sprinkles. We sang happy birthday. Maya blew out the candles, made a wish she wouldn't tell us. Nicole came late, brought a gift wrapped in silver paper. Maya opened it. A jewelry box, pink, played music when you opened the lid. For a big girl, Nicole said. Now that you're 7. Thank you, Maya said. Set it aside. Claire gave her a book about a girl detective. Maya hugged it to her chest, asked Claire to read it to her right then. Nicole's smile got tight. The next week, Maya's teacher called. Mrs. Reynolds asked if everything was okay at home. Maya's been quiet lately, she said, more withdrawn than usual. She used to participate. Now she just sits there. When did this start? About a month ago, I'd say. Maybe longer. A month ago. Right around when Ryan started talking about marrying Nicole. I talked to Maya that night, asked her how school was going. If anything was bothering her, she said everything was fine. 2 weeks later, Ryan came home with a ring, showed it to me, diamond. Small but nice. I'm going to ask her, he said, tomorrow night. That's fast. It's been 6 months. Still. He looked at me, really looked. First time in a while. I need to move forward, Mom, I can't stay stuck. Maya needs a mother. She has Claire. She has me. That's not the same. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I was selfish. Maybe I wanted to keep things as they were. The 4 of us, our routine, our pattern. But Maya's face when Nicole walked in the room, the way she went quiet, the way she hid. Ryan, I don't think this is a good idea. You don't get to make that choice. He proposed the next night. Nicole said yes. They set a date. 3 months away, June wedding, big venue, 200 guests. I didn't say anything else. What could I say? He was an adult. She would be his wife. Maya would have a stepmother whether she wanted one or not. Claire heard the news and went silent for a full minute. He's making a mistake, she finally said. Probably. So stop him. I can't. You're his mother. And he's a grown man who can make his own bad decisions. The weeks passed. Nicole moved some things into the house, started redecorating, changed the curtains in the living room, bought new dishes. Laura's things disappeared bit by bit. Photos came down. Jewelry vanished from the dresser. Maya watched it happen, didn't say a word. 2 days before the wedding, I was putting Maya to bed. She grabbed my hand. Grandma. What is it, baby? I don't want to go home with Miss Nicole. My chest went tight. What do you mean? After the wedding, Daddy said we're going to be a real family. But I don't want her here. I want you and Aunt Claire. I sat on the edge of her bed, brushed her hair back from her face. Your daddy loves her. He thinks she'll make things better. She won't. How do you know? Maya looked at me, 7 years old, eyes too old for her face. She doesn't like me, she pretends, but I know. I wanted to tell her she was wrong, that Nicole would be good to her, that everything would be fine. But I'd seen it too, the fake smiles, the impatience underneath, the way Nicole looked at Maya when she thought no one was watching. I'll always be here, I said instead. No matter what. You understand, always. Maya nodded, closed her eyes. I stayed until she fell asleep. The wedding day came, Saturday morning, bright and clear. I helped Maya into her yellow dress, braided her hair. We drove to the venue together. I should have said something, should have stopped it, should have pulled Ryan aside and made him see what I saw. But I didn't. I sat at table 8, watched Ryan marry a woman I didn't trust, watched Maya color her butterfly purple, watched the waiters move between tables. And then Maya whispered those words. Grandma, you didn't look under the table, did you? I sat on that bench in the lobby for 10 minutes, maybe 15. Maya stayed pressed against my side. Neither of us spoke. The note burned in my purse. Those words, table 8. Add peanuts to the child's dessert. Someone in that ballroom had written instructions to kill my granddaughter. I couldn't walk away, couldn't go home and pretend this hadn't happened. Couldn't let whoever did this think they'd gotten away with it. I stood up. Stay here, I told Maya. Where are you going? Back inside. Her hand grabbed mine. No, please. I need to find out who did this. Grandma, I'm scared. I know, but you're safe here, I promise, I'll be right back. I walked her to the coat check. The woman working there looked up, older. Gray hair, kind face. Can you watch her for a few minutes? I asked. Of course, she smiled at Maya. You can sit right here with me, honey. Maya looked at me. I nodded. She sat down on the stool behind the counter. I walked back toward the ballroom. My heart hammered. My hands shook. I made them stop. The doors opened. Music and noise poured out. I stepped inside. The waiters were bringing out salad. Young men in black vests moving between tables. I scanned their faces, found the one I needed. He was carrying a tray, heading toward table 5. Tall, sandy hair, maybe 25. I walked over, touched his arm. He turned, smiled, professional. Can I help you, ma'am? What's your name? David. David, did someone give you a note tonight about dessert? His smile faltered. A note? I pulled it from my purse, unfolded it, held it up. This note, table 8. Add peanuts to the child's dessert. Did a woman give this to you? He stared at it, his face went pale. Yes, someone gave me that. But I didn't follow the instructions. It seemed wrong. Strange. I put it in my pocket and then I guess I must have dropped it. I was going to tell my manager. Who gave it to you? A young woman, dark hair, blue dress. She said it was for a surprise, that the little girl loved peanuts. My stomach turned. She must have picked it up after David dropped it, taped it under the table herself. When? About an hour ago, before dinner service started. Would you recognize her? He nodded slowly, looked around the room. She's over there, at table 2. I followed his gaze. Table 2, near the head table. A girl sat there. 18, maybe 19. Dark hair and curls. Blue dress. She was picking at her food, not looking at anyone. Thank you, I said. I walked away, toward the head table. Toward Ryan and Nicole. They were eating, laughing. Nicole's hand on Ryan's arm, her ring catching the light. I stopped in front of them. Ryan looked up. Mom, where did you go? Where's Maya? I need to ask something. Nicole's smile was bright. Perfect. Is everything okay, Joyce? I ignored her, looked at Ryan. Who gave the waiters instructions about dessert? He frowned. What? Someone left a note. Instructions to add peanuts to Maya's dessert. The color drained from his face. What? Nicole's smile stayed fixed. That's ridiculous, who would do that? I turned to her, looked her in the eye. I was hoping you'd tell me. Excuse me? You knew about Maya's allergy. I told you myself. First dinner we had together. You said you understood. Nicole's jaw tightened. I'm not sure what you're implying. I'm not implying anything, I'm asking. Did you write this note? I held it up. Ryan grabbed it, read it. His hand started shaking. Mom, this can't be real. It's real. I found it taped under our table. Maya found it. People at nearby tables had stopped eating, stopped talking. They were watching now. Nicole stood up. Her voice went loud, shrill. This is insane. I would never hurt that child. How dare you accuse me on my wedding day? Then who wrote it? I asked. My voice stayed calm, steady, because someone did. And they knew exactly where Maya was sitting. It's a sick joke, someone trying to ruin our wedding. Really? Who would do that? I don't know, maybe you. The room went silent. Ryan stood up. Nicole. Well, think about it, Nicole said. Her face was flushed now, red creeping up her neck. She's never liked me, she's tried to keep you from moving on. Maybe she wrote it herself to make me look bad. That's enough, Ryan said. But Nicole kept going. She wants to control your life. Control Maya, she can't stand that you chose me. I didn't move, didn't flinch. David, I called out. The waiter was still standing nearby. Frozen, would you come here please? He walked over, slowly, like he'd rather be anywhere else. Tell them, I said. Tell them about the woman who gave you the note. David swallowed hard, looked at Nicole, looked at Ryan. A woman in a blue dress gave me a note. Said to add peanuts to the dessert for the child at table 8. Said it was a surprise. I thought it was strange so I didn't do it. And was that woman me? Nicole demanded. No, David said quietly. It wasn't you. Nicole's face lit up, triumphant. See, I told you. It was her, David said. He pointed. The young woman at table 2, dark hair, blue dress. Everyone turned. The girl at table 2 went rigid. Her fork clattered against her plate. Jessica, Nicole's voice cracked. The girl Jessica stared at her plate. Didn't move. Nicole laughed, high and brittle. That's my sister. She would never. Jessica, tell them this is crazy. Jessica didn't answer. Jessica. The girl's shoulders started shaking. She put her hands over her face. Claire appeared. I didn't see where she came from. She'd been sitting at table 6 with some of Ryan's cousins. Now she stood beside me. Her face was hard. What's going on? She asked. Someone tried to poison Maya, I said. Claire's eyes went wide, then narrow. She looked at Nicole. You. I didn't do anything. You've been cruel to that child since the day you met her. That's not true. I've seen it, we all have. The way you look at her. The way you talk to her when you think no one's listening. Nicole's hands clenched into fists. You're just jealous, you wanted Ryan for yourself. Claire stepped forward, fast. Her hand connected with Nicole's cheek. The slap echoed. Gasps around the room. Nicole stumbled back, touched her face. You evil woman, Claire said. Her voice shook. She's 7 years old. I didn't do anything, Nicole screamed. Tell them, Jessica, tell them. Jessica was sobbing now, full on crying. Her makeup ran black down her cheeks. Ryan walked over to her, knelt down beside her chair. Jessica, he said quietly, did Nicole ask you to do this? Jessica hiccuped. Nodded. Tell me what happened. She said it was just a joke. Jessica's voice came out broken, small. She said Maya would be fine, that nothing would really happen. She just wanted to scare her. Shut up, Nicole said. Jessica, shut up right now. But Jessica kept talking, words tumbling out like she couldn't stop them. She gave me the note this morning, told me to give it to a waiter, said it was funny, said Maya needed to learn not to be so spoiled. I didn't know. You stupid girl, Nicole hissed. You weren't supposed to tell anyone. The room went dead silent. Ryan stood up, turned to Nicole. His face was white, blank. You tried to kill my daughter. No, I just wanted to teach her a lesson. She's always between us, always clinging to your mother, always crying when I try to get close. I just wanted. She trailed off, looked around, saw the faces staring at her. Horror, disgust, condemnation. It wasn't supposed to be serious, she whispered. Maya has a severe allergy, Ryan said. His voice was flat, empty. She could die from one bite. You know that. I told you that. I thought maybe she was exaggerating. Kids do that. Claire laughed, sharp and bitter. There are security cameras in this ballroom, she said. She pointed up, right there, and there. They'll show you giving your sister the note, won't they? Nicole's face turned gray. She looked up, saw the cameras. Her mouth opened, closed. Nothing came out. People started murmuring, louder now, angry voices, shocked voices. Call the police, someone said. That's attempted murder, someone else added. Nicole looked at Ryan, reached for him. Ryan, please, I love you, I made a mistake. Please. He stepped back, out of reach. Get out, he said. Ryan. Get out of my sight. Nicole's face crumpled. She looked around, looking for support, for sympathy, found nothing but cold stares. She grabbed her purse, ran, heels clicking against the floor. The ballroom doors slammed behind her. Jessica was still crying. Claire walked over, put a hand on her shoulder. You did the right thing, she said softly, telling the truth. Ryan stood in the middle of the room, his wedding day, his bride gone. His daughter almost killed. I walked to him, put my hand on his arm. Where's Maya? He asked. Safe. At the coat check. He nodded, sat down, put his head in his hands. The DJ had stopped playing music. The waiters stood frozen with their trays. 200 guests stared at the empty head table. I took a breath, let it out slow. It was over. Security came 20 minutes later. 2 men in dark suits escorted Nicole out through a side door. She didn't look back. The guests left slowly, whispering and staring. Some came up to Ryan, patted his shoulder, said they were sorry. He nodded but didn't speak. I brought Maya back from the coat check. She held my hand tight and looked around at the empty tables, the untouched cake, the wilted flowers. Can we go home now? She asked. Yes, baby. Ryan drove us. The 3 of us in his car, nobody talking. Maya fell asleep in the back seat with her head against the window. When we got to the house, Ryan carried her inside and put her in bed. I took off her shoes and pulled the blanket up. Ryan stood in the doorway. Just stood there. Mom, he said. What? I almost lost her. But you didn't. Because of you. His voice cracked. If you hadn't been there, if Maya hadn't found that note? Don't think about it. How can I not? I didn't have an answer for that. He went to his room and closed the door. I heard it lock. The next morning he came down at 6, made coffee, sat at the table staring at nothing. I called a lawyer, he said when I walked in, to start annulment proceedings. Good. Nicole's gone, left town I think. Her phone goes straight to voicemail. That's probably for the best. He nodded and sipped his coffee, then winced like it tasted wrong. The days passed like that. Quiet and heavy. Ryan went through the motions, woke up and got dressed, took Maya to school and picked her up. He made dinner sometimes, but mostly he just sat. Maya stopped asking questions, stopped talking much at all. She colored and played with her stuffed animals and went to bed early. I stayed. Made breakfast, did laundry, kept the house running. Claire came over every day after work. She'd walk in with groceries or books or a new coloring set for Maya, and Maya's face would light up. She'd run to Claire and wrap her arms around her waist. Aunt Claire, you're here. Of course I'm here, sweetie. Claire started packing Maya's lunch in the mornings. She'd write little notes and draw smiley faces, include extra snacks. She'd stick bright yellow allergy warning labels on everything. 3 of them, one on the lunchbox, one on the water bottle, one on the main container. Can't be too careful, she said. Ryan watched from the kitchen doorway but didn't say anything. Claire took Maya to the park most afternoons. They'd come back with grass stains and scraped knees and stories about dogs they'd seen. Maya would talk about the swings, about the ducks in the pond, about how Aunt Claire taught her to do a cartwheel. Ryan would listen and nod, but his eyes stayed empty. 2 weeks after the wedding that wasn't. Maya got sick. Fever and cough. Nothing serious, just a summer cold. I gave her medicine and put a cool cloth on her forehead. She tossed and turned all night. Claire showed up at 8. I'd called her and told her Maya wasn't feeling well. I can stay, Claire said. You should get some sleep. I'm fine. Mom, you've been up for 2 days straight. Go lie down, I've got her. I was too tired to argue. I woke up at 6 in the morning and went to Maya's room. Claire was still there, sitting in the rocking chair with Maya asleep in her bed. Claire had dark circles under her eyes and an empty coffee mug on the nightstand. You stayed all night, I said. She needed someone. You work today. I called in. It's fine. Maya stirred and opened her eyes, saw Claire. You're still here, she whispered. I'm still here. Maya smiled and closed her eyes again. Ryan was standing in the hallway when I came out. He'd been watching, I could see it in his face. She stayed all night, he said. She did. With Maya? Yes. He looked at the floor, at the wall. Anywhere but at me. I should have seen it before, he said. What Nicole was, what Claire is. You were grieving, you made a mistake. I almost got my daughter killed, but you didn't. She's safe, that's what matters. He nodded, but I could see he didn't believe it. The weeks turned into a month. Summer heat pressed down, then broke. Maya's fever went away and she went back to school when it started in September. First day of 2nd grade. Claire picked her up and brought her home. They sat at the kitchen table while Maya talked about her new teacher, about the boy who sat next to her, about the art project they were going to do. Ryan came home at 5. Earlier than usual. He'd been doing that lately, coming home while it was still light out. He stood in the doorway and watched Claire help Maya with her homework. Watched them laugh at something. Watched Claire ruffle Maya's hair. I was making dinner, chopping vegetables. I saw him watching. She's good with her, I said quietly. Yeah. Maya loves her. I know. Claire's been here every day for 3 years, through everything. Ryan didn't answer, just kept watching. That night at dinner, Maya pushed her peas around her plate. She did that when she was thinking, working up to something. Aunt Claire, she said. Yeah, sweetie? Are you coming tomorrow too? Of course. And the day after? Every day, I promise. Maya bit her lip and looked at her father, then at Claire. I wish you could live here, she said, like Grandma does. Ryan's fork stopped halfway to his mouth. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Claire said carefully. I want you to be my mommy, Maya said, quiet like she was afraid of the answer. The room went silent. Claire's eyes filled and she blinked fast. Oh honey, not instead of my real mommy, Maya rushed on. But like a new mommy. Because you take care of me and make my lunch and stay when I'm sick, you're always here. Claire looked at Ryan, then at me, then back at Maya. I would be honored, she said softly, if that's what you want. It is. Maya nodded. Daddy, is that okay? Ryan cleared his throat and set down his fork. Yeah baby, that's okay. Later, after Maya went to bed, Ryan found me in the kitchen. I was washing dishes and he picked up a towel, started drying. I've been blind, he said. You've been hurting. That's not an excuse. He set a plate in the cupboard. Claire's been here, really here. Not just physically, she shows up and cares and loves Maya like her own. She does. I never saw it. You do now. He dried another plate and set it down carefully. Do you think she'd say yes? He asked. To what? If I asked her, if I told her how I feel. I turned off the water and looked at him. How do you feel? Like I've been looking for something that was right in front of me the whole time. He met my eyes. Like maybe the person I'm supposed to be with has been here all along. Then ask her. What if she says no? What if she says yes? He smiled. Small but real. First smile I'd seen in weeks. Mom, I need to do this right, not rush, not make another mistake. Then don't rush, take your time and let her see you mean it. And if she doesn't feel the same way? She does. I dried my hands. I've seen the way she looks at you, the way she's always looked at you. Since she was 16 and you were the college boy who came home for Christmas. She's loved you for a long time, she just never said it. His breath caught. You knew. Mothers notice things. He stood there processing, then hugged me, tight. First time since Laura died. Thank you, he whispered. For everything. That's what mothers do. Nicole never came back, never called, never tried to contact Ryan. The annulment went through with some lawyer handling everything. Ryan signed papers and paid fees and closed that chapter of his life. I heard later she moved to California and found someone new. I didn't care. As long as she stayed away from Maya, she could do whatever she wanted. The house felt different after that. Lighter, like we'd all been holding our breath and finally let it out. Ryan started smiling again, started talking, started being present with Maya instead of just existing in the same space. And Claire kept coming over every single day, making lunches and playing in the park and reading bedtime stories. Ryan watched her with new eyes, seeing what had always been there. 3 months passed. October came with cold mornings and leaves turning orange. Maya was 8 now, taller than she'd been in June. We had a small party in the backyard with chocolate cake and balloons. Claire brought her a detective book, the second in the series. Maya hugged it and said it was the best present ever. She was smiling again, really smiling, not the careful half smiles from before. She laughed at dinner and ran around the house and drew pictures that she taped to the refrigerator. Pictures of her and Claire flying kites. Pictures of all 4 of us at the table. Every picture had Claire in it. On Saturdays, Claire took Maya to the park. They'd pack a lunch and spend the whole afternoon there. One Saturday I went with them. Sat on a bench while they ran across the grass with a purple kite trailing behind them. Higher, Aunt Claire, make it go higher. Claire ran faster, her hair coming loose from its ponytail. The kite climbed and dipped and climbed again. Maya squealed and chased after her. I watched them. Watched the way Claire looked back to make sure Maya was keeping up. Watched the way Maya's face glowed with pure joy. This was what a child needed. Someone who showed up and stayed. Someone who ran until their lungs burned just to make a little girl laugh. They came back to the bench out of breath, cheeks red from the cold. Did you see how high it went, Grandma? Maya asked. I saw. We almost lost it in that tree. But we didn't, Claire said, ruffling Maya's hair. Teamwork. Maya grinned and leaned against Claire's side. Claire's arm went around her automatically, like it had always been there. Ryan started coming home earlier. 5 o'clock most days, sometimes 4:30. He'd walk in and find Claire and Maya doing homework at the kitchen table or playing a board game in the living room. He'd join them, help with math problems, move his game piece around the board, laugh when Maya won. He was present now, not just physically but actually there, actually listening, actually seeing his daughter. One evening in November, Ryan found me in the garden. I was pulling up the last of the tomato plants, getting the beds ready for winter. Mom, can I talk to you? I brushed dirt off my hands and stood up. Of course. He looked nervous, kept putting his hands in his pockets and taking them out again. I want to ask Claire out, he said, on a real date, but I need to know if that's okay with you. Why wouldn't it be? Because she's your daughter, because if it doesn't work out, it could make things complicated. And if it does work out? He smiled, small but hopeful. Then maybe we all get to be happy. I looked at him, my son, 33 years old and finally seeing what had been right in front of him for years. I only want you and Maya to be happy, I said, and Claire makes you both happy. She does. Then ask her. But Ryan, do it right this time. Take it slow, make sure she knows you mean it. I will. And if she says yes, don't rush into anything. Court her properly. Show her she's not a replacement or a convenience. Show her she's the one you choose. He nodded. I promise. 2 days later, Ryan took Claire to dinner. Just the two of them. He asked me to watch Maya and I said yes. Maya and I made popcorn and watched a movie about a princess who saved herself. When it was over, Maya looked at me. Do you think Daddy likes Aunt Claire? She asked. I think he does. Like girlfriend-like. Maybe. She thought about that for a minute. Good. Then she'll be around all the time. She's already around all the time. I know, but this way it's official. I laughed. You're too smart for your own good. Grandma, did you know she'd be the one?
The one? What?
The one who'd stay. The one who'd be my new mom. I pulled her close. I hoped she would be. Yes. Me too, Maya whispered. Ryan and Claire came home late. I heard them in the hallway, voices low and soft. Heard Claire laugh. Heard the front door close quietly. In the morning, Ryan was making pancakes when I came downstairs. He was humming. Good night? I asked. Yeah, he flipped a pancake. Really good. That was all he said. But I saw the way he smiled when Claire came over that afternoon. Saw the way she blushed when he poured her coffee. Saw the way they sat a little closer on the couch. They took it slow. Dinners once a week. Movies on Friday nights after Maya went to bed. Walks in the park while Maya played on the swings. They held hands and talked and laughed and got to know each other as more than just family friends. Maya watched them like she was watching her favorite show. She'd grin when they sat next to each other. She'd make excuses to leave the room so they could be alone. She was 8 going on 30. December came. We put up the Christmas tree together, all 4 of us. Ryan lifted Maya so she could put the star on top. Claire made hot chocolate with too many marshmallows. We sat in the living room with the lights off and the tree glowing and nobody said anything. We didn't need to. Christmas morning, Maya woke up early and dragged us all downstairs. There were presents under the tree, books and games and a new winter coat for Maya with purple buttons. Claire gave me a framed picture. The 4 of us in the backyard in October. Ryan had taken it. Maya and Claire were holding the kite, both of them laughing. I was standing to the side with my hand shading my eyes watching them. So you never forget, Claire said quietly. I won't. That night we had dinner together. Turkey and mashed potatoes and green beans. Ryan carved the meat and Claire set the table. And Maya folded the napkins into triangles, because she'd learned how in art class. We sat down and Ryan said grace. Thanked God for family and second chances and new beginnings. When we ate, Maya talked about her teacher and the school play in the book she was reading. Claire told a story about a customer at the bookstore who wanted a book about dragons but couldn't remember the title or the author or what color the cover was. Ryan laughed until he had to wipe his eyes. I looked around the table, at Maya's bright eyes, at Claire's soft smile, at Ryan's relaxed shoulders. This was what family looked like. Not perfect, not without scars, but real and present and choosing each other every single day. After dinner, Ryan and Claire did the dishes, while Maya and I played checkers in the living room. Through the doorway, I could see them at the sink. Ryan washing, Claire drying, their shoulders touching, talking quietly about something I couldn't hear. Maya jumped 3 of my pieces. Got you, Grandma. You did. Are you even trying? Not really. She giggled and reset the board. Later, after Maya went to bed, I stood at the kitchen window and looked out at the backyard. The moon was full and bright. Frost covered the grass. Everything was still and quiet. I thought about that day in June, about the note taped under the table, about Maya's scared face, about how close we'd come to losing her. Small gestures can save lives. A 7-year-old child brave enough to look under a table. A grandmother brave enough to confront a room full of people. A sister brave enough to tell the truth. Family isn't just blood, it's the people who show up when it matters. The ones who stay through the hard times and the scary times and the boring times. The ones who pack lunches and fly kites and sit up all night when a child has a fever. It's choice and courage in showing up every single day. Behind me, I heard Claire laugh at something Ryan said. Heard footsteps on the stairs. Heard the house settling into sleep. I touched the window glass cold under my fingers. We'd made it through. All of us, bruised and changed, but still standing. Maya was safe, Ryan was healing, Claire was exactly where she belonged. And me, I was right where I needed to be, watching over them all, making sure nobody got hurt again. The moon reflected in the window. My face looked back at me, tired but content. Tomorrow Maya would wake up and eat breakfast and go to school. Claire would come over and pack her lunch with extra snacks and yellow warning labels. Ryan would come home early and help with homework. I would make dinner and we would all sit together and talk about our days. It wasn't dramatic or exciting, but it was real. It was ours. And it was enough. I turned away from the window and went upstairs, checked on Maya one last time. She was asleep with her detective book on the pillow beside her. I pulled the blanket up and kissed her forehead. "Sweet dreams, baby," I whispered. In my own room, I got into bed and closed my eyes. Outside, the wind moved through the bare trees. Inside, everyone I loved was safe and warm and sleeping. The world kept turning. Tomorrow would come with all its ordinary moments and small joys. And I would be here to see it. So, that's my story. I'd love to hear what you think. Do you believe Ryan should have seen the warning signs with Nicole earlier? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for more stories like mine.